Hey guys, Chris M340 here. Today I'm filming a video on my 2020 M340i Xdrive. This video is in reference to recently I had the car in the shop due to a rear differential failure. Basically what led up to it was the car has around 40,000 miles as it sits. And I decided it was a good time to do the rear differential fluid. I basically lift up the rear of the car, and I went to loosen the rear differential fluid, and the fluid was all over the casing in the back. So I was like, all right, let me just go bring it to a dealer, and have them look at it. So basically I brought it to a dealer. I brought it last Wednesday to the dealer. I was putting a 2024 330i loaner. Really nice iDrive 8, by the way. But I brought it there. The service writer texted me or called me Thursday night, basically saying that the car needed a rear differential. Now this car is tuned, or was tuned. I don't have a tune on it right now, but it was tuned. It has MHD and XHP on the car. Now, he didn't mention at the time that there would be an issue. He basically said that BMW approved it and that there was a new differential on the way. So I was like, all right. I was shocked. I was like, oh wow. I'm like, already 40,000 miles. He's like, the technician said that it was a non-serviceable seal that went inside the differential. So that called for a complete replacement of the assembly. So they told me that Thursday night. I then proceeded. It was like, all right, it's gonna take a few days. He told me the next day. I was like, all right, I doubt it. Then he called me, or I texted him the following week, and he called me back and said that, or no, he didn't call me back, but he texted me saying that they denied the claim and that they had to get it reapproved with further diagnostic. So they did further diagnostic and got it approved from BMW. So thank God, because I asked him when he first mentioned that it needed a rear diff. I was like, how much does it cost? I'm like, how much is it out of warranty? And he said parts alone was about $4,500 plus around 4 to 6 hours of labor at $220 an hour. So you're looking almost $6,000 for a rear differential with the M Sport LSD in this car. I was shocked. I was like, this got to be covered, because there's no way I'm putting a rear diff in a car with 40,000 miles. So they basically replaced the rear differential in the car. It's a whole brand new unit. I'll show you that right now. Whole brand new unit down there. Let's see. Thing, look, brand new casing, brand new everything. It was pretty smooth. Besides the one hiccup with the warranty, that's what the service writer said took the longest time, was getting BMW to approve the warranty. Basically said that the shop foreman, the dealer I went to, the shop foreman basically had to tell BMW themselves that the tune had nothing to do with the failure of this diff. He's like, yeah, you could argue that there was a slight maybe speed differential between the transmission, and it could have caused, excess wear, but he's like, the chance of that causing excess wear on this car was very unlikely. But I'm very happy BMW replaced the differential under warranty. They could have dropped the ball and said, listen, we're not covering it, tune, blah blah blah. I was like, I don't even know what I would have done if it wasn't covered, but thank God BMW covered it. That's something, you guys, if you have a 2020 BMW or any M340i, that's something you should look at, especially the 2020 model years. They were known for having leaks in the rear diff. Something you should look into, because it's not cheap. I've heard guys saying that it could be the rear differential cover, which it could be, but in my case they replaced the whole rear diff. I was going in expecting it to be a rear diff cover for like a few $100, but the guy said a full rear diff, and I was like, honestly, I'm glad it's a rear diff, because who's complaining about getting a free rear diff for at 40,000 miles? But I'm gonna show you guys here real quick. This is I blacked out all the information for the dealer and my personal information, but this is basically what happened. So as you can see, M340. I did have an oil change on the dealer because it was kind of cold that week. Leaking from rear differential. I did have a CPO in this car. That is one thing I forgot to mention. I did have a CPO in this car, so that could have been a factor into why it was covered and not covered by BMW. But you can see they replaced the rear diff, fluid, all the oils and stuff. Verifying concern. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh, windy today. But right here. They wanted extra documentation, BMW. Right here. As you can see, he did verify the differential was leaking. He cleaned the fluid, put leak tracer, and he did perform a thorough test drive. It looked like he drove it for about 45 minutes, 30 plus miles. And he did verify that the case was leaking. He submitted the documents to BMW and replaced the rear diff as needed. And he did clear the fault memory and the car does drive. I got a quote for tires, which was a little ridiculous, but I did get a loaner car, so I was satisfied with that. And that's basically it. The car was in service for about 9 total days, I would say. I picked it up. I picked it up today, Saturday. So I dropped it off last Wednesday, picked it up next Saturday. And it was smooth. The car drives. I will admit, the car does drive a little smoother since this rear diff. I don't know if maybe the diff was running really low and starting to get dry and was causing possible excess, even more excess wear to the rear diff. But I will say the car does drive much smoother with the new diff. Don't mind the car unlocking and locking. That's because I have the key on me. But this is just a video for you guys of the 2020 M340s. It is something you should keep in mind. If you do have a 2020 M340, you should look into your rear diff. Check it. Make sure it's not leaking. Because it is a very pricey fix if need be. So that basically will sum up today's video, guys. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.